Welcome everybody to my living room. I was hoping not to have to do this, but Murphy won't kickstart it for you. This is a special video edition of lifeDOTmurphy. Hopefully this works out. Murphy, can you inform the people what day it is? Generally what you might, want to talk about and how your day was or whatever we do when there's no cameras rolling.
Okay. It is July 10th, 2013. It's a Wednesday. That's all I got.
Alright.
Episode 19 of lifeDOTmurphy, a special video edition.
What do we do when it hits 20? Do we do a special, 20th edition?
Yeah. I mean, I guess technically with life.0, this would be 20. So we could celebrate with a special video edition if you want.
Yeah, I guess, but we can't just go 18 and then 20. I mean, no one's gonna get that. They're following so closely. There'll be all the rage about where episode 19 went.
Yeah, but we could just pretend. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is 20. Yep. It'll throw everyone off. It's like it's like a little joke we play, like an April Fool's joke, but in the middle of July.
They're gonna go crazy. All of them are gonna go crazy.
No.
Well, since I don't know what.
Let's recap. We got this is the first one back since Whiskey War Festival.
What a mess.
What a mess indeed.
What a fucking mess.
I had a good time.
I had a great time, but I finally got to listen fully through and by the David Jake Manis interview. I was pretty wood-taught it.
By that time?
And before, yeah. But especially by that time.
Yeah, I had a piercing headache because of having like a couple beers early in the day and then just giving it up and trying to deal with the rest of the events. And dude, I just felt awful for probably the last 4 hours of being there. Just awful.
Well, it could have been the sweltering heat of yesteryear. By yesteryear, I mean...
it was a beautiful day.
2012. It was beautiful at times. We had to drop the old canopy down about 3 times to keep all the equipment dry, but...
that was rain related though. That had nothing to do with the heat.
That made for some good, funny little interviews though, and weather related live performances.
Yes. So who did we have? First up in the thing was Zach Gibbons walked in.
Right off the bat, just, hey, how you doing? He popped on in there.
And he was entertaining, quite unlike ourselves.
Yeah.
We had Chris Melton, the fellow podcaster.
He's just he just hits the ground running.
Yeah, I mean he's a seasoned veteran.
I had about a half an hour, well probably more, but a good half an hour worth of not holding the mic close enough, so I think eventually that got better. First time with a microphone. We usually kick back, hands free, iPads and, iPhones.
It looks much like this.
Yeah, exactly. So you take a extra element like a microphone and I really gotta, adapt.
You were very anti holding the microphone.
You
said it was going to make you look gay.
That was I started with that.
But you had the gayest hat on I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You could actually present the hat at this point.
Yeah.
You hold it on to that one, you can hold it up to that one up there.
Yeah. That bad boy, Dewey's Lounge.
Make it look like I'm wearing it.
Compliments to Lorelei's grandpa. Murphy, why are you so hood?
I don't know, your hand's covering my face.
No, it's not.
Yeah. That's good. You want to make me wear it on that one too? No. It's my foot you just stepped on.
I can't. This one's harder. Okay, that's not. But anyway, yeah, the fucking ugliest hat anyone's ever seen in their lives.
But you look gay holding the microphone, that's for sure.
That was my main concern was, something someone would expect me to do in a recording situation, but...
So your anti-wanting to look gay made the audio awful because you thought you'd look less gay the farther away you held it from your mouth? Or did you just not know that it was only going to pick up when you talked into it?
I feel like maybe it was the chairs or whatever it was, but some sort of way that I was like sitting with the microphone, like I couldn't get comfortable with it, and I was just like, I don't know. It was the whole thing was awkward. Everyone else seemed to have a fine time with it.
Yeah, I mean, I had no issue, but it was fun. What else did we have? We had the live performance. You seemed to enjoy quite a bit.
Indian blanket, very, very cool.
I enjoyed it as well. No, it wasn't, no discredit to them at all. I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was mic'd up very quickly.
Yeah, I wish we had a better go.
We didn't test levels or anything because it seemed like it was about to rain, which it pretty much did immediately when they were done.
Definitely did.
But that was neat. The Radio FM guy, I didn't plug them at all, but the one guy from like radio.fm or whatever was the guy who pulled them in and said, hey, you should perform or whatever. So.
That was cool because I caught me by surprise. All of a sudden I looked over and they were sitting down. Or did I come back and they were sitting there or something? Did I get up? And I don't know.
I don't know.
Drew a little crowd though. People thought that was pretty cool. So.
And then they dispersed immediately.
Well, it was fucking raining. Like, you
That's
hear
true.
at the end of their performance, the thunder's rolling in and the rain and pitter-pattering. But,
we had Cody. We lost the Cody audio.
Cody! Oh, Cody.
The great story by Cody. But,
he did have a good story. What was it about the douche chill story?
He was acting. Yeah, he went
it hurts me so bad.
I asked him the same question I asked Aaron Moon about the douche chills, what you did for a chick, and he told a story that he'll bring to the podcast again on a future date. But yeah, great story, and he was acting. He was putting his blood, sweat, and literally tears into his story.
Yeah, like he cried a little bit when there was the crying part of the story, which I thought, hats off to you, sir. It was a great interview. Fucking Cody.
We were great interviewing.
I liked how early. Oh no, you were fine. I was just whatever. All over the place, but I liked it right at the beginning when we had to drop the tent the first time, and I look over, I'm like, I think it was me, somebody said, it was like, who are those sexy ass legs, and like, you just knew right away it was Cody's like tree trunk legs or whatever.
Break down a wall, and I had already seen Cody in that day in the shorts that he was wearing, so I knew it was Cody.
Who could forget those legs though,
We had, what was after any? Then there was the Aaron Moon, Dan Reller segment, which part of it was cut, and I had, let's see, we'll get back to that, but I had also a few other friends sat down, mostly friends. It was just people that we knew that sat with us. We didn't really call out a lot of outsiders.
Yeah,
which would have been nice, but there was so much going on.
We didn't push I think the weather kept us. If there's no weather, we probably would have had more of a flow to everything and brought people in and all that, but everyone was just scattered, and by the time we get set back up, I don't know. It was a good time.
But yeah, should we make fun of Dan Reller for a second?
Well, I don't want to make fun of Dan Reller.
I do.
I think Dan Reller wants to be made fun of, but in the right way. Let's not make it hurtful, alright? He's a beastly, sexy man, but why? In God's name. I've never experienced an audio or video contrast, if that even describes the situation well enough. Someone who's absolutely not listening to anything going on, that being Aaron Moon, is looking around. He's got his cut-off American flag shirt. You just randomly hear like, oh god damn, those are some fine fucking titties.
The best part of it is if we had like the visual side, like if this was going on, which was an option, but we didn't take much advantage of. But whatever. He was sitting there talking to everyone off to our right, but he would talk into the microphone to talk to them. So Dan would be telling the stories, Aaron would be talking into the microphone, but to these people who weren't...
No, it's cool, dude. Yeah, no. That's fat. That's a tight-ass shirt, dude. I love that. And but holding it right up to where he's talking over Dan, and Dan's just powered through. More power to you, Dan. You didn't let Aaron Moon's banter cut you off, but he's just talking about coding and game design
with no real direction, or he didn't seem to have all of his it wasn't in a line. It wasn't coherent. It wasn't
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
That's what it was. I mean, and yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it's a music festival. Dan Reller, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, but maybe you are. Music festival, man. Sorry. Next time.
No, not necessarily. We didn't have to discuss music. I didn't think we would talk much music shop at all, other than happenings of the festival. But yeah, most questions that were going to be asked during interviews would be totally apart from everything. I think your line of questioning went fairly well.
I don't know if it was like if I did it too much or what. Since we didn't prepare at all, I wrote that after we got everything set up. I wrote that up, and that's.
We discussed it on the way there, but it was good because that was another. I hate talking about the show that we do, but at the same time, I think we got to get away from discussing the show.
Yeah,
but to let people on the inside of things, how you would just ask the question and everyone would completely forget that it was speed round. You just start having your own conversation.
I would allow or encourage it too. I'd be like, yeah. There's a lot of people saying that. But, yeah, it was, you can check back on the last episode to get the questionnaire there, but I enjoyed it. Just to get people's natural everyone seemed like they didn't want to be racist, so they said black people instead of white people. I don't know if that's just, what would you say? I think I would say white people.
I don't know. Speed round, I think I would probably go white people. I think it's speed round. It would be
racist.
Yeah. It's a Rorschach test, or, a word association. Anything along those lines. You say, ladder.
I have more in common with white people. It's not because I like them better, it's that...
I don't even know any black people, really. There's a few.
I got a few, Black Ryan.
Black Ryan?
I'm going to send this episode to him. So no, he's an awesome dude.
Or do you preface your other black friends' names with Black so-and-so? Black Steven?
No,
Black Billy?
None of that. But I think some people...
Nigger John?
None of that. I think that people actually reference this guy as Black Ryan. That's not my ref.
Okay.
But anyway, Whiskey War. It was a good time. I got very drunk. We drank all the beer.
Yeah.
Whatever else went on, and I'm just glad that the people that set it up thought it was had a good time, and like David and all, and they thought it went off pretty well despite the weather. I mean, that's just their outlook and all that. But
yeah, I mean, it wasn't about us. It was about the festival and the music and the people involved.
Us?
I know. I wasn't just calling you out on it. I was saying, as long as they had a good time and they liked the turnout. I mean, I don't give a shit what we did. We did what amounted to like an hour and a half of audio.
Right. Yeah. Out
of like 12 hours, we did an hour and a half, which whatever isn't too bad. But
no, if we let it go longer than that, it would have just been a mess. We missed the Cody session, which hopefully he'll come by. We got Zach Sloan at the end. That was a hoot. And I am interested in having him come over and just kind of dick around. And
I've always wanted Zach to be a part of it, so
he's
his schedule pending. We'll see what we can get him to do.
He's a loose cannon. We kind of need that. We do need some guest action here, especially in the video sense. I think people, they get lullabied into our sexy voices, and I don't know what happens really. Oh yeah, that thing.
There's one there too.
It's so voyeuristic. It's so invasive, really.
Yeah. From here, with the size of that screen, it looks like Rocco just left a duty on the couch.
Oh yeah, it's just
this
pile of poop. It's not a big deal. No, it's not. It's Rocco's favorite toy. Anyway.
Oh, I wish I would have knocked it over.
That would have been terrible. What if it broke a second iPad? What if that was my second iPad that fucking crashed and burned?
I would have laughed in your face for giving me shit about a case. If it just shattered in your stupid case.
Well, because it's open-faced, though, and that's the point is... So, Whiskey Waterfest, what's been going on more? Thank you for having us. you know, guys, all of you that were willing to let us pop a tent up. We got there early. I think we got a pretty badass spot.
Boy, do we love popping tents, you know? Just saying.
Just all kinds of tents. Mostly of the pants persuasion.
Anything else in the last week after we just sat there and discussed aspects of our show?
You mean like of my stuff going on?
Yeah, lives, our normal play and catch up.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Waste the first half hour.
Right. I'll tell you this. The neighbors that live
Yes, the neighbor story. I'm looking forward to
due
this.
south here, right below us in this general region. So this is crazy. Okay, they've been here for maybe 8 months. I've seen one of the guys probably 6 or 7 times, which is fucking crazy.
Almost once a month.
I've seen the chick maybe 10 times, his girlfriend or something. I don't even know whose girlfriend is who. Apparently there's 2 couples living down there.
Okay.
I've seen the other guy with the beat up Suburban out there or whatever.
The one we just saw?
The black one that's sitting outside. Anyway, one time, he's like an older guy. So when these okay, well, let me get to the argument part of it. The other day, we're sleeping. They're partying all night. I've never heard them be loud like this before. So I don't know. Or 8 months. I swear they're like smoking meth or something, dude. They're up all night, arguing, slamming doors, partying, and then I wake up. It's like 6:30. I hear like a fucking glass shattered outside. What the fuck was that? I fall back to sleep. Like 5 minutes later, I wake up again. Someone's out on the porch below me. You were asking me about the construction going on over here. They come early, are they loud? Yes, they come early, they're loud. I don't care though. I've worked in that industry, so whatever. But this dude's like, I wake up and I don't know what went on before this. Maybe there was something that was cute. Maybe he had every right to say this, but he was like, "You all a bunch of fucking faggots." So this guy below me, I don't know which guy.
So the guy below you is calling the
He's
construction workers a bunch of faggots?
Yeah, he goes, "Y'all a bunch of fucking faggots." Hammered all night partying. I heard him just hammered. It was 6:30. The sun was up, and he was still up. And I just hear this standard white guy voice say, "Hey man, we'll be out of here real soon." It was just like that was it. And then so 4 or 5 days go by, and I hear them arguing. I know it was yesterday. I come home, slamming doors, throwing shit, and I heard enough to put together that the chick below, whoever, I can't picture their faces because I've only seen them so many times, like, I think cheated on the guy.
With the other guy?
I don't know. Maybe it was, but I think maybe it was unrelated or whatever. But he's just like, "Fuck you." He's like, "You're the worst person in the world." He's like, "I hate you. I hate you." He's like slamming. I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm listening for like 5 or 10 minutes and Kelly comes in. I'm like, "Come listen to this shit." And he's like, "You're a fucking whore. I fucking hate you. Get the fuck out of here." He's like, "You're smiling? Why are you smiling?" He's like, "I hate you so much." And he's like slamming shit. He's like, "I wasted 5 fucking years of my life for you." I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm just like, he knew I came home. I'm sure they heard me walk in. I'm sitting in here. He did not care. Total rage fest.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's pretty upset. It's 5 fucking years of his life, according to him.
Yeah, so I imagine she, like, got some anal in the left-hand drive-through of Rally's or something, and he found out about it. And I haven't seen her since. It's been 3 days now. Today's the 3rd day, so she left, and yeah, that was my story, really. It spawned from you asking, "Hey, what's up with that construction I just noticed? Are they loud?" And yes, the answer is yeah.
They're not loud. This guy below yelling at them, calling them faggots is loud.
Yeah, and I look out later, I'm like, it was a coffee cup or something, like, maybe he was riding his meth high, and he was out, and he was just chugging coffee, because it was like a broken coffee cup below his balcony that I woke up to, I guess, so.
So he's probably up all night partying, blackout drunk. Like,
Yeah.
I think maybe blacked out maybe once or twice in my life, but I know there's stories of friends of mine blacking out and having no...
Continuing onward, having motor skills, but that's it. Yeah.
Just everything works fine, except they're kind of... It's like the Step Brothers scene where they're sleepwalking.
Right.
But friends doing that, and somehow they're responsive to everything, too. It's not like they're just like...
They're answering
gone.
questions.
Their brain shut down. Yeah, they can
choices.
Talk to you. I mean, I've had people pee in my closet like it's a... I don't know why I'm saying people as one person. I've had people pee in my closet like it's a toilet.
Yeah. I've watched Tommy Mites. We've talked about this one.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up on the couch that he was sleeping on. A leather couch, mind you, which does not absorb. And stood up, turned around, pissed on it. Good in the sense that, hey, I don't want my pee soaking into my buddy's couch. Not good in the sense of, I'm going to lay in an actual puddle of my piss.
Tommy Mites, the piss mop. The human piss mop.
He turned, he pissed, he laid back down. And pretty awesome Tommy Mites moment.
We cleaned him up, though. You ever been super blackout that you did weird shit that you didn't even know that you done?
I remember being told about the night in my old basement in Lake St. Louis where we were playing Asshole. I think it was me and Ferrante, or maybe it was me and Schwartz. It was me and Schwartz. Everyone else was playing Asshole with beer. And we were playing with shots of Jim Beam. At some point, you were probably there.
I think this night sounds familiar.
At some point, I was throwing myself backwards out of the chair. I was in a chair at the table, and I would just go, rah! Just throw myself and just smash on the ground. That was awesome. That's not obviously awesome for anyone.
Just having a good time. You thought it was fun. You were jumping on a trampoline, but you're just throwing yourself off.
Just throwing myself backwards onto a concrete floor over and over. And then we went up to the gas station. I stole some magazine that I don't even remember what it was. It was probably Golfer's Digest or something like that.
It was just Golf Digest, but...
Beltlined that one, and I don't know, I think we might have dined and ditched Denny's or something. I threw up in the woods down the hill from
Denny's. I
think Shelton broke his phone wiping out or some shit.
Is there a statute of limitations for our dining and ditching?
Hey buddy,
what's up, Rock?
This was the part I was worried about, is you being an asshole, because there's nothing that I can do. Please don't.
Talking like a little bitch.
But no, that's the only blackout moment I can semi-recall. Rocco blacked out one time. Let's just say, he got... Hey, I'm talking about you, Rock. Look at the camera.
Listen.
I'm talking about a time where, we'll just say, some illicit material was left on this here table.
Right.
And Rocco, unbeknownst to us until a little later, got up and, let's say, licked the table, clean swipe, an amount that may mess up a little dude that's only about 5 or 6 pounds. And if you want, I could actually have a video of this. I could maybe put up on something. He's messed up out of his mind. He can't stand up. He's doing this thing where his legs are together in the center of gravity. He's holding them, but he's just forward, and then all of a sudden he just runs for
so he's doing an ab roller with his body.
He's just he's trying to stand up, and you look at him, and he's just and then he just ran for just did laps, and then he just stopped, and he looked like a chair, and he was just So Rocco's had a blackout moment. Can you shut the fuck up, man? Because we're going to have to go to an early break because of you.
Don't you fucking dare talk to me like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Can't tell with the glasses.
Sorry.
But, Murphy, any blackout moments? You had to have some blackout moments, man.
Not that I know of. I probably, blacked out and, banged some fat chick at some point.
I assume you remember then the times plural, that you've like hawked loogies in chicks' faces and all that.
Oh yeah, no, that's all.
That was just willful Murphy. That wasn't drunken guy.
That was sober Murphy.
Okay, that sounds about
That
right.
that was the Murphy that I miss dearly.
Yeah, what happened to that piece of shit?
He's still right here. He's just bottled up inside.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't, be like a total dick to people, but
I shouldn't.
you should let it out from time to time.
Enjoy it so much more than this boring
Mediocre.
version of myself. It's this nice guy. I don't even know if it's a nice guy, but this whatever version of me is a character that I play. It's not the real me.
Yeah.
And oh man, when the real me comes out, it's a great time.
I think there's a country song about that. Probably 100 country songs about that.
Well, I don't have sex with my sister, and I do drink beer. What else do they talk about in country songs? Driving trucks. I don't drive a truck. I used to drive a SUV. Sometimes they call those trucks.
I think they talk about like barbecue stains and white T-shirts and stuff like that. I think. All right.
White T-shirts and barbecue stains.
That's actually the same song, the same line. That's all I know about. They talk about Texas tornadoes.
Ooh, tornado.
They talk
I
about.
got a great tease for tornado.
Oh, okay. Well, you might have to save it for a time when my dickhead dog is less a dickhead. Maybe you can get away with it. Why is he stopping right now?
What are you looking at, dog?
Yeah, let's cut to break. He's gonna be a dick. No one wants to hear any of this. Or maybe this is the best part of the show so far. I have no idea. But
None of it fucking matters. Yeah, Rocco's the most entertaining one here so far.
um,
Way to go, Rock. You're a professional broadcaster.
you got anything to say to the people for the break? Are we gonna put anything in there? Any YouTube videos you've been liking lately, or anything like that?
No,
Okay.
I got nothing. I don't even want to mess with any of this.
Yeah, I know. How about that pizza slow-mo? No, that's worthless. Yeah, I don't know. Let's cut to break. I'm gonna take this guy out and go for a piss.
Break time.
Hi, Phil Luther from Luther Davidson Heidelberg. Were you prescribed Girthanol in the early part of 2002 for erectile dysfunction? Have you suffered SPID, sudden penis inversion disorder? Have our legal consultants here at Luther Davidson Heidelberg find out if you have a case.
I thought I missed that big-ass wide dick in my pants, but with Luther Davidson Heidelberg, I got a big-ass wide character instead. Thanks, homie. I only took Girthanol for 3 weeks before noticing the side effects. By then, it was too late. Luther, Davidson, and Heidelberg made it hurt less. With money. Thanks.
Call 866-555-CASH for your free consultation. Luther Davidson Heidelberg on the case.
Back at it?
Let's do it again.
So I teased. You mentioned tornado.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Sharknado. Dave Brinkmeyer sent me a picture earlier in the day of a movie coming out for, I believe, the Sci-Fi Channel network, whatever the hell that channel is. I know you're TV-less at the moment, but I'm sure we'll be able to download this. I'm not sure the release date or anything because we haven't looked it up.
But so there's some type of movie coming out called Sharknado. I guess basically the gist is there's some sort of superstorm that sucks sharks up out of the ocean and starts tossing them around the city that the tornadoes are devastating.
So sharks are just flopping around in the cities, or like people get sucked up into the tornado and then the sharks just like annihilate them like piranhas or something? Or?
I'm not sure. Let's see what this trailer has to say. See if we can find out. Let's watch the trailer.
Okay.
This is
So they know there's a TV behind this camera, a big TV. So.
looks like it's off. Someone
wow.
recorded off their TV. Enough said.
Tara Reid? Tara Reid? It's got to be a better trailer than that.
Yeah, I guess that was just some sort of like little commercial spot on Sci-Fi for the movie. So I don't know. Maybe they don't have an official trailer. I don't know how these
Like,
made-for-TV movies work.
It was really a short trailer. It was like sharks,
But
tornadoes.
they were just pretty much saying
Tara Reid.
shark, tornado, Sharknado.
Tara Reid.
Enough said.
Well,
Their tagline's enough said. So pretty much, there's all these movies now coming out that it's an entire genre of awful movies, and they're just made to be the worst thing that you could possibly see.
why though? Why is that acceptable?
I think movies that meant to be that, like, it's like a cult classic of intended on being serious, but it's a terrible movie, so everyone just gets to laugh at it, and then they, my go-to one is Final Destination. I think all the Final Destination movies are so awful.
But there's a mass of people that really, they're like, there's a new they're pumped about the newest one coming out, like the 5th or 6th one or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, there's people that like shitty stuff. I mean, not everyone likes the same thing, but there's people that genuinely enjoy that kind of stuff. I mean, the go-to band is Nickelback. I mean, people like Nickelback music. Chad Kroeger and Avril Lavigne ended up getting married, by the way.
Well, we talked about it.
We talked about their engagement. I think they just got married like a week or two ago.
And her cover song of one of the Nickelback songs, right?
Did we play it, discuss it? I don't even remember listening to it.
I don't know. It's not important, but
Either way.
that's good news.
Yeah, there's like a genre movie. It's a cult classic, which, fucking, for this word to be used, but hipster.
Yeah.
I think it's almost like a hipster mentality of this movie is so awful that it's great.
Good. Yeah, it's the worst mentality.
But I've been a part of this for a while. I mean, I enjoy, like I said, the Final Destination movies.
Piranha 3D.
Piranha, and though I think those movies are intentionally. Wasn't Snakes on a Plane? Wouldn't that have been considered like a movie that's just so awful that?
I think after the fact, but I don't think that when it was being written, they thought someone had to be like, this is awful. Sammy Jackson sure as hell didn't say it. They must have paid him enough. But that became one of those movies because they tried to ride the line of a serious, scary thriller.
I mean, it is a thriller. It instills fear. Your worst fear would be being on a plane with venomous, deadly snakes that get let loose.
Nowhere to go, I guess.
So, I guess in this movie, I mean, that trailer didn't do much for it, but this movie's going to be some sort of superstorm that brings sharks onto land and they eat people.
Well, my question is, why specific to sharks? Why isn't it like Tuna-nado or like Dolphin-nado? Why is it specific? What kind of tornado knows how to just pick out sharks, suck them up, and bring them mainland?
I mean, you don't want to get ridiculous with it.
No, but it's a serious question.
No, I'm sure that it'll suck up anything. And I mean, like I said, from that trailer there's not a lot that you could tell, but it's probably picking up dolphins. There'd probably be dolphins and whatnots flopping around along with the sharks, so the sharks will be picking them out of the air through the tornado as it's ripping through the city.
I guess, man. Sci-Fi Channel is not it has a specific audience. An audience that is already willing to accept really bad sci-fi shows. Like, I love sci-fi. I love, not the channel, but science fiction. And, some sci-fi shows, but the people, like, the stuff that comes on, Defiance, I think we've touched on.
The St. Louis-based
Apocalypto show.
Post-apocalyptic type, one of those shows where, I don't know the timeline of it, but it seems like everything's pretty overgrown in a matter of days.
Yeah.
Where,
Why is the arch, like, halfway deconstructed? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I don't know how the apocalypse occurred, but maybe there was attacks. A piece of it got blown apart, but
I guess.
But yeah, it's just the remnants of the arch.
They made a video game based on it that they like every time a new episode
Really,
comes out,
really?
they release a new part of the game. It's just in reference to the show. I mean, just how shitty it is, but whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying though. There is an audience.
Hobo with a Shotgun was one of those. What I'm assuming was one of those movies where it was just meant to be awful, but people enjoyed it. I mean, it's actually not a bad movie, The Hobo with the Shotgun.
No, I mean but I know what you're saying.
But
the
for that
hipster
fact.
sense of, hey, let's get some sushi and some boxed wine and watch a shitty movie.
Hipsters drink boxed wine.
I don't
was
know,
just
man. I don't know.
frivolously tossing around the word hipster.
Have you been called one before?
Dude, we got called hipsters at the Blues game. Remember that little kid sitting in front of us? He was like, you guys hipsters?
Oh yeah, that's the worst ever because it's like, no, I just have had these clothes for like 10 years and they were 30 years old when I got them. Like, please God, you know. Oh, hey, Kelly.
Welcome, Kelly. We're just hanging out recording. What is on your head?
Welcome to a video edition of lifeDOTmurphy. Rocco just racked Murphy. Did you see that? You all saw that, I'm sure.
Your 5-pound dogs kicked me in the balls.
Uh,
Why do you look so confused?
you want to say hello to everyone and then let us finish this thing? This mess of a mess. No, say
That
hello.
was a good look on the face there.
To which one?
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
I'll just say hey.
That looks like shit.
Cactus.
Here's my new glasses.
Okay, that's what we wanted there.
Perfect.
Well, get
Good-
your dog out of
good
here. Let
appearance.
us finish this
It's
up.
your fucking dog.
We got 20 minutes left. Just shut that door.
So shy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
At times.
What did
Oh,
I say?
yeah.
When we were gaming?
See this hipster tear in my pants? I've had these pants so long that they're actually falling apart.
On the back, you got your hipster fray. Your shirt's coming apart in the back there.
Yeah, so hipster. This Levi's shirt from 1970. But yeah, I don't know, man. Fuck it.
I don't know why the hipster thing is even a bothersome issue.
Well, because it's a group of people that took over, like, I don't know, like the music elitist part. Like, they basically are like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but
You fall in the category though, and you don't want to be a part of it. I mean, essentially, I don't think it's to be in that group of kids. I mean, it's like the goth kids. The goth kids want to be different, but they all just dress the same and act the same.
But there's people that go above and beyond to create that look, or or you just buy whatever you like and you wear it. You know, you don't like, I don't know how, you know what I'm saying, man.
There's
Fucking-
thrift shoppers that get super excited to buy like shitty stuff. I mean, I do too, but I mean, I don't really seek it out.
I don't know 10 different ways to wear a scarf. Let's put it that way.
That's true. I know 2. You just you do like the almost you thread it through, like you make a little loop and then you put it through the middle, and that's one. And then there's just the standard drape
Yeah.
around the.
I mean, you wear glasses and I wear contacts because we're both damn near legally blind.
Yes.
Yeah, my glasses, whatever. Old school, like military issue type glasses, which when people say like, oh, it's fucking hipster,
But I have the black frames, the semi-thick black frames.
yeah, that's all it takes to be misunderstood, I guess, these days. Let's get off of the hipster topic, though, because it's not one of my favorites.
Okay, well, let's talk about what you want to talk
I
about.
don't know what I want to talk about, just not that.
No, okay, well then let's not talk about it. What would you like to talk about?
Well, I tried to order season 1 of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray, and my PayPal account went haywire, so I couldn't order it.
Okay.
It's really interesting, isn't it?
No.
Oh, damn.
Oh, do you know why it went haywire? Did you do anything to correct it? Did you contact them similar to your contacting a Ticketmaster
It got to the point where I accidentally
or
hit
H&M?
I accidentally hit a button that asked them to mail me a letter for me to write all this information on to verify my account to send back. And I tried to back out of not do that. I was like, no, I don't want to go through all that. And it was too late. Once you submit this like security mail me a letter to verify my shit, it's like locked.
So what if the postal service loses the letter? Like, what if it never gets to you?
I guess
Then
I
you
could
just-
request another, but I had to email.
How do you request the other one?
I don't know. I guess on the PayPal thing, I had.
But you're locked out of it.
I'm not locked out of it. I'm locked out of making purchases. I can log in, but they're saying you got to verify all this shit because my address changed. So I had to email this dude and be like, hey man, I can't buy because PayPal's stupid and you don't have any other options, and let the other bidder get it. And I checked again today and it's still on there like 6 days later. So I don't know.
I had customer service issues yet again. I mean, I didn't try too hard, but I always complain about my SiriusXM app.
Right.
I think everyone does, and it drives me off the fucking wall. But use the Twitter.
Yep.
And just, mention, hey, SiriusXM is lucky to get my money. Not even my money. But lucky to get my money. Pay too much for this shit to, not work. Whatever it said. And someone responded from the SiriusXM help department, tweeted back at me, hey, this is Jess. What seems to be the problem? Or whatever. I didn't even respond because I'm like, what am I gonna... Am I gonna tweet at you my issues and we're gonna tweet back and forth to figure this out?
People do that.
I'm not gonna do that. But there's no sort of, I look for it today. There's no sort of video screen cap app for your iPhone. There's no way to screen cap video what's going on your phone. Have you ever tried to do that? You ever even thought about that?
What do you mean?
Okay, you can take a picture. You push the two buttons.
Yeah.
Okay. Now do that, but make a video out of it for whatever's happening on your phone for a period of time.
No, there's no way to do that.
Right, that's
I'm
ridiculous.
sure that somebody knows a way that's very involved to do that, but
I jujuled it. I found nothing.
I bet if you jailbreak your phone, there's a way to do it. But I don't know. Whatever. You can do it with your computer, but
if I could describe to them through a screen cap video of what my phone does on their fucking app.
Troubleshooting would be way easier if that was a feature for any company. Be like, hey, I'm dealing with this problem. You don't understand it. See what I mean? And they're like, oh, I've never seen something like that before.
The thing is, those assholes know exactly what I'm talking about.
They deal with that same call
by the minute.
Yeah, that's probably all they deal with.
Fucking assholes. I'm so pissed at Jess. Jess, if you see this, if you're listening to this, fuck you.
Kelly, the one that showed her glasses and nothing else, is a big advocate of getting on Facebook pages for companies and slandering the shit out of them if they don't do it right. So
it's like we've discussed Amazon reviews.
Yeah. Hey, I was giving
you can't peek your head in and not show your face.
I was saying, you being in the right. If they're not doing the right thing, that you...
I get on Facebook, I get on Google+.
Okay, well, whatever, Kelly. Anyways.
Semantics.
Anyways.
So people Google it and they see my images.
Yeah.
But people fucking up my car.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. Somebody fucked up her car at Toyota's dealership, and she posted all over their Facebook page that they were fucked up.
I didn't post on their Facebook page.
Whatever you
did. On their Google Plus?
On Google, so if you Google their name, my car shows up with the fucked up image.
Good.
So, there's an example.
Yeah, some sort of visual reference to what's going on, but I can't explain I can't just tell the lady it works and then it doesn't, and for no reason, and it's not service, it's not whatever.
I mean, I'm a customer service rep. I deal with it. Someone calls me and they're like, hey, I set up coverage with you guys and I have a 2012 Nissan Murano and you guys got me in there as a 2006 Nissan Murano. I'm like, what? Like, there's no way. You must have given us some wrong information. We would never this and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to listen to the sales call. And then you pull the call and then the rep's on the phone trying to sell a deal and all they care about is getting their $100 for selling it. So they're like, oh, you don't have your VIN? Well, I'll find one for you, pretty much. I found it. And then just what if you called and set up insurance, you didn't have your VIN number, and the dude's just like, oh, I found your VIN. I'm like, okay. And you just set up. It's kind of the customer's fault. Point being, I deal with funky issues that I got to be research and dig into. So if someone had a video version of I don't know. I get what you're saying.
I'm not tweeting Jess any of this shit.
Fuck Jess.
It's just
Jess's job is to handle stuff like that.
I know, and I appreciate that she reached out, but I can't go through what it's going to take out of me physically and emotionally, and everything that I've discussed having bottled up inside of me, to let that out in a
tweet fashion.
I mean, I could just respond back and call her a cunt, but then I think that's the end of it. I don't think she'll respond to that.
Generally, if someone goes off on me, I let them know they can either take it easy or I'm gonna hang up on them. So
Yeah.
if you were like gonna tweet some shit like that to me, I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't think that it would. I don't think she'd be bothered by me doing that. I'm sure she hears just the worst shit all day long.
Yesterday, this old man, I was just arguing with him why he shouldn't cancel, but finally he's just like, whatever, I'm gonna cancel you guys, blah, blah, blah. It got so bad that he's just like, fuck you, you motherfucker, you little piece of shit, you're gonna do what I say. And I'm like, hey man, like, take her easy. I will do whatever you want, but don't talk to me like that. And he was like, you little motherfucker, fucking end your fucking life, motherfucker. I'm like, alright, thank you for threatening me, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this call. He calls right back. He's like, hey!
Yeah, but you get a little something about that. Like, inside of you, you feel like great that you got to do that too.
Oh, I wait for those calls because...
You want that little power. You're one of those guys that just has this little power and just wants to use it.
No, you're wrong. I am the most cool-headed person you'll ever deal with. I'll bend over backwards for you. The second that you disrespect, I'm like done with your ass. I will pull strings that you didn't even think could be pulled and get your claims paid or free months or whatever, but not if you're like, fuck you, motherfucker. I'm just like, alright, we're done with this, sir.
So you use those when you went to cancel the TV, you used the skills that you've known to try to sweet talk them into like, you know, did you try to be like the good guy on the other end of the phone that was like, hey, we could work together here to maybe solve what's going on?
You mean
or you were just dead set when you canceled your cable on canceling and you didn't want to hear?
Yeah. It was a progression of mindsets. I started off like, I can't afford this. I need to call and strong arm him and use my skills as a CS rep to get what I want. And then I was like, more thought about it. Nothing's on, man. Nothing is on. Like, why do I even care? And then I was just like set on like, well, if I didn't have TV, you know, I'd probably start doing this, and I'd probably start doing this, and you know, whatever. And then I just got like hooked on this idea. I'm gonna start reading books again, playing video games, which I have been, you know. So no, by the time I called, I was set on like, I was nice to her, and she tried.
Right.
But I was just every time, well, you know, I'm like, no, I just want to cancel. just so nice. Just like she would come up with this nice thing. Well, you know, and you should this, and I'm just like, oh yeah, but I just want to cancel. Well, you know, no. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to be on the other side of it. I need to make more money at work, so I just went in and told them. I think I told you about this. Like, somebody's quitting and they essentially handle like the shittiest of the calls, and I basically need more money. And I told them, I was like, pay me the same hourly, let me also take these calls, and I'm on like a pretty fat bonus system now. So actually, pretty much now moving forward, I'm going to take some really bad calls on top of what I already do, but I'm going to be making between like an extra $300 to up to $900 a month.
Good.
So, you know.
Hell yeah, dude.
But I gotta talk to assholes. Just absolute, like, people's fucking credit card companies on the phone, people's lawyers on the phone, like, John, I am Luther Davidson, blah, 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 I'm representing, and we need you. And I gotta be like, hey, bro, I'm not talking to you for shit. You put that customer on the phone. Like, so, like, that's the kind of stuff I'll, you know, have to do, but...
It'd be worth it. Money's...
I'm at the point where sitting and watching Netflix on my iPad just because I can, I'm like, dude, you got to get your shit together, like, more. You got to, like, make your job harder and make more money. You can't just settle at, you know, what you're making an hour. And, so.
That's the point I'm at, which is why I'm bail and do the radio station thing, because I'm just sitting at my desk making money just to have money, and it's fucking dumb.
A fixed amount, like you're just working to work, and you're just kind of set on that. So I don't know.
Serious talk. I guess we could try to maybe talk about something relevant. Do you even want to bring up the big talk of the time at the moment? The trial.
Your trial?
Not my trial.
What you talking about?
The Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman trial.
Yeah, I don't know enough about that, but I mean, I know enough to entertain a conversation. If you want to kind of give them the.
No, it's pretty much just brought up insane amounts of controversy countrywide. There's gonna be fucking hell to pay because this dude's not gonna get in trouble. Like he will not be.
I guess because of the money, because he's got money, like he can just get away with.
No, I mean he didn't. He pretty much didn't. Whatever morally, whether he did anything wrong or not, is up for interpretation of whoever is looking at the case. But legally, for him to be convicted for what they're trying to convict him of, like second-degree murder,
Right.
manslaughter, or anything along those lines, there's not enough evidence, within the constraints like the law, how the judicial system, how the law works is they shouldn't convict him for it. So everyone, it's just all racial talk. And there's going to be people are going to go nuts. Like, if you look on the internet, all people talk about are like racial, like, dude, I don't even know how to get into it.
I know what you're saying though, but it's basically okay.
Anything on the news, anything on social media, anything in papers, I guess anything news related, is skewing everything to not like. No one's paying attention to how the law works. They're just paying attention to the case and what they want it to be. The George Zimmerman's not even white. He's like pretty much Hispanic, but looks white.
Off-white.
Well,
Well,
they turn a black-white thing.
I know. I mean, so basically, you have all these assholes that want to say all this nonsense, especially media people, but if in their position they were wanting to rely on the law to get them out of some bogus sentence or otherwise, or legit sentence, they would have a different opinion on the matter. Like, I heard something recently this week that, like the statute of, we were talking about at work, that like the statute of limitations should not apply to like molestation and rape cases because they're little kids who don't have like the wherewithal to, like, you're 10 years old. The statute of limitations is like 7 or 8 years, right? Something like that. I think it's 7 years. So you're a kid.
I thought that was basically like a period of time between when you broke the law and when you could get in trouble.
Yeah,
for it.
exactly.
Yeah,
so
okay.
you're a kid. You're molested. You're 10 years old. You're a teenager. You understand. Okay, people come out about this, or you gain a little bit more confidence where you want to come out and say this or whatever. You get raped or whatever. But the statute of limitations is passed where the guy gets away with it because you were 10 years old when it happened. It shouldn't apply to an adolescent mind. It was the conversation that we had because there's factors there that would cause someone not to come forward, right?
Right. So where would you draw the line as far as, like, between rape or murder or any of those things? Like, let's say, I mean, OJ is a good example because OJ, pretty much he murdered.
Yeah.
So, but then he stole his memorabilia from that place. You know all that, right? So now he's in jail for that, but on a ridiculous sentence, which is pretty much them being like, hey,
we know
you fucking murdered those people, but so we're just going to give you the worst of the worst for what you actually did here. So
see, that's tainted though, but I mean, I guess justice served him one way or another, but I mean, the point I think they were actually talking about an actual case where a kid came forward, but it was too late. Like by the time they were like 19, and by the time they actually said what happened, they couldn't.
Now, do they bother to look into his allegations, or are they like, well, you were at that age, so it doesn't matter? Like, could he say, hey, I'm 7 now, I don't know the statute of limitations?
I think it's like 7 years, dude.
Is it just 7?
I think it's something like, it might be 10, but I think it's 7 years.
Alright, let's say it's 7. So now he's 7, now he's 14, and he comes forward and says something. Do they even look into whether the person that he's claiming did it, and then, like, because they should at least figure out to know, like, hey, maybe we want to keep an eye on this guy for, future type stuff.
I guess it could spark, like, interest for things that could be considered inside of that time frame, but the way we were discussing it was basically even, like, molestation and rape are included on that.
Right.
So.
I mean, the law is the law, and a lot of people try to change it because of, like, weird little things that happen like that. But what would you exclude from the statute of limitations? Would be
just age. It's not a type, it's just an age. Obviously a kid who's murdered doesn't have a chance to say 7 years later that, hey, I got murdered 7 years ago. It's age, it's the psyche factor.
Yeah, but the person who committed the crime would be the person who would skip free after 7 years. So let's say there was an eyewitness to a murder.
Yeah.
And he comes forward 7 years later. Then it still doesn't matter because it's within that time frame that the person hasn't, confessed that he saw this happen. So should murder still, be considered in there after that? I mean, I think murder would be.
I don't know if it's in a victim sense where if you come... I mean, I don't know. All I'm saying is that the factor should not be the crime. The factor should be the age of the person. But yeah, I guess when you consider murder, that's a little less, like, you're not the victim. You weren't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to explain, but basically, like, if something happened to you and you're scared to come forward because the person, whoever said, I'm going to kill you if you're an eyewitness to a murder, they weren't associated, then you should be able to get off. Some kid should not be like, hey, 7 years ago when I was playing softball over here, I saw this guy, like, just skull fuck this person to death, and I don't know, man.
The rape and the...
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, I like to get vulgar sometimes.
Well, there was what the fuck, Aaron Hernandez, the football player that shot those people. Now I guess, like, his friends that he told are coming forward and saying shit. Does that make them accessories? Oh, yeah, here's my favorite part where we don't know anything about anything. So his friends coming forward that I guess knew before, it doesn't tie in with the statute of limitations thing, but so 2 weeks ago these people knew that that dude had killed whoever.
Right.
So now that they're coming out later, they're getting in trouble either way. They broke the law by withholding information on an investigation, but they're taking, like, a deal, I guess. Is that how it works? They just take, like, a better deal because they're being witnesses, and if they
that's
provide the proper
fucked up about any case is it's up to the prosecuting attorney to decide what deals are made. So the motivation is not always right. Like if you've seen the Gerard Butler, it's a fucking
Jason Statham.
No, the movie where Gerard Butler goes to
Neeson.
Yeah, exactly. Well, basically,
Gerard Butler
goes to jail.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
I don't know how all that shit works. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think they would be accessories to murder. I think they would be like criminal negligence, maybe, or something like that. But
yeah, it's something along those lines. Like if you withhold information from a case, I don't remember what the term is for that either. But you're gonna get some shit. You can't just know pertinent information and not disclose it. So
who's to say you knew though? Unless like one of your buddies was like, yeah, he was there when such and such told. I mean, if you had to kill somebody because of whatever reason, and I knew about it, and someone was like, you knew about it, and I'd be like, no, I didn't. I didn't know about it. What are they going to say otherwise?
That's true. I mean, they might, I'm sure these people didn't come forward later. They could come forward of a guilty conscience and be like, dude, I knew, and then this person should, pay the price for what they did. Or there could be like texts and calls that works in any situation. There could be evidence that says, "Hey, this person did this."
I don't know, man.
It's a nice heated talk here we got going on.
I would hope that if I had to ask somebody, that my bros would have my back.
I don't give a fuck. I'd help you bury him. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, a little serious talk, which actually didn't go too badly.
No, I mean,
aside from us not knowing what we're talking about.
It
sparked a lot of questions without answers.
People are relating it to the OJ trial just because I don't know.
Is it which one? The Zimmerman thing?
Maybe I don't know. The Aaron Hernandez thing.
Oh yeah. Well, he played football.
Yeah, and he's maybe gonna get away with which now it's not.
No, dude, this guy. No way, this guy's gonna.
Yeah, not at this point. But people were thinking that he might at a couple weeks back. So I don't know.
It's possible he might not now, but got away with one before too. So he could have kept a streak going. Best fucking football playing serial killer.
All right. So to bring it to a lighter note, and this is something I've been curious about. This is just a media thing for me. We're coming up on some shows that with the cancellations of the services we discussed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
HBO. When does Boardwalk Empire start? Because there's a few things that I actually do need to watch.
I think the Newsroom is next on the Sunday circuit. I think
it already started. Like it just started.
Newsroom?
Maybe.
I don't know if it started yet. I know True Blood's on right now. That's a Sunday night show, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't watch it. I just watch it on demand. So
I need somebody's HBO Go info.
I use someone else's too. So
no, I'm not asking for secondhand. I'm just saying I thought about getting on the old Facebook. As rarely as I get on there, I usually just see videos of me having fake dreams and stuff. But I thought about getting on there and be like, hey, somebody give me your HBO Go.
I did it on Twitter and got it 2 minutes later. So
that's a good idea then. I guess why not?
It worked. I mean, there's people out there that would provide it.
I'm just
Boardwalk
running out.
Empire, I don't know. I still haven't finished last season, so.
There's some sort of psychosis behind going through every Netflix option multiple times. I'm talking about like you've been through and when you're flicking it back on that you've already been through all this shit. And if you're going to find something this time, it's going to be something that you already decided you didn't want to watch.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's where I'm at. I'm about out of stuff.
You pass stuff thinking you're going to find something better, and then you eventually have to make your way back to the stuff that you passed because you never found what you truly wanted to see. And sure enough, whatever you get your way back to isn't even going to fulfill what's deep inside of you, what you truly need.
No. Now, I did find a gem, and you know me, I'm always about spacey, nerdy shit. I did find a gem the other day, and I put it on my instant queue. That's what's good, is you're flipping through, and you're like, I might watch that, so you just hit the X button, drops it in your instant queue.
There needs to be an HBO Go queue.
But they don't have enough. I get through there, I barely find.
I'm watching The Sopranos right now. I have to turn it on. I have to flip over to the series. I have to flip through the series to the Sopranos thing.
You can set things, I think in HBO Go. But I started watching Deadwood, and I finished season 1, and I got to season 2, and I need to continue that. But everything's shut off now, so.
Deadwood's easy. It's in the D's. It's right there.
Yeah, that's true.
You just flip down. I gotta scroll over 2 fucking pages. This is insanity.
And it's too much work for on the go, as they describe it. So I don't know, man. But I'm running out of material with this this time off from television. It's a good thing. I shouldn't be just fucking. I should have just cut ties with it all and just been like nothing, no media. But that's just not gonna happen. No one's gonna do that.
It's a tough cut to make, and I wouldn't stoop to that level. I mean, you could have the option of, but you always have the option of watching what you want. Like I think I could even cut everything off and then download what I would want to watch. But you might as well have it available if you want to.
I can't make myself a download guy. I've thought about it, and I don't know what it is, but I can't get on the download front. I know it's the way to go. I know I could get everything I want and more.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's too available. Like I need to see it in a sense of difficulty so that I appreciate it more. Or something.
You just type it right into iTunes.
I know.
Pay your $2 an episode and move on.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. If it's something I want enough, I'm gonna buy the box set. Hence our Game of Thrones Blu-ray conversation.
Yeah. Hopefully you get that letter in the mail to be able to reactivate your PayPal. Is that still out there, apparently?
I've checked every day. Yeah, it's a weird thing in the digital age that we live in, this life.internet age that we are upon, to get a letter in the mail from PayPal to verify your information. I guess it's the only official way to...
I don't know. There's got to be better ways.
Security questions and favorite
school.
school.
I mean, I don't know what kind of information you want to send through the mail, let alone electronically. Like, I don't think there's any safe way to just send stuff. I mean, you could take a picture of the information that they need, and like you holding a newspaper with like a thumbs up next to it, and like saying this is me with the right now. I don't know how to like. What's the difference between filling it out by hand? I mean, your signature makes everything.
All I know is once it was clicked, there was no turning back. The letter was prompted to be sent, and I couldn't backtrack. So I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.